50 Tyson. His video went out a little bit. So we're going to see if you all can see 50 Tyson when he joins back. Here. Waiting on 50 Tyson.
Hey, can you see me now?
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Dude. Good. Did you see everything what I was saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
And first off, I want to say it's an honor to have you here on the Half-Ass Podcast because, dude, not only do I have so many questions to ask you, there's so much you've done for the industry. I don't think you get a lot of credit for. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit, even though your camera breaking up a little bit.
Okay. What I'm saying is there's a lot of things that you've done for the industry that I feel like you don't get a lot of credit for. Yeah,
that's the only thing I'm not getting credit for is when I start away for people, and when it comes down putting Minnesota, I'm from Minnesota, like when it comes to Minnesota artists, like they don't like giving me credit though when it comes down to certain things I did in the past.
Yeah. So we're gonna start off with the shits on this one because I really gotta ask you this question. So apparently Lizzo, you know the artist Lizzo, apparently she's from Minnesota, right?
Oh well.
No, Lizzo. Is she from Minnesota?
Lizzo?
Yeah.
What she look like?
Lizzo, the big girl raps. Lizzo.
Yeah, I probably haven't heard. I probably heard the name.
Okay, never mind. But what you were speaking on in terms of Minnesota artists, though, of them not really claiming Minnesota, pretty much claiming that they're from somewhere else. How do you feel about that?
Like, I just feel like this. If you from Minnesota but live outside of Minnesota, that's like, that's fine. But let's say if you live in Minnesota and you claim Minnesota, if you're not from Minnesota, then, people, like where I come from, you people get a little offended a little bit because at the end of the day, you don't know what goes on here like this, Yeah. Because everybody's music culture is different, what they go through,
Yeah.
Just like, there's a female rapper in Minnesota. She's an underground artist. She went by Coco Carter. She's from Chicago but live here. She used to rap about Chicago a lot too many times, and now she in Minnesota. And then I'm looking at it like, man, you're not respecting yourself because how you rapping something that you're not from Minnesota and you stay in the suburbs. Shakopee, Minnesota, that's the suburbs. It's not a hood area. Yeah.
Is that still technically Minnesota or no?
Yeah. Shakopee is still Minnesota.
Okay.
Because I'm Minneapolis, Minnesota. I live like in the city area, in that type of area.
Okay, so you're from Minneapolis, right? Do you by any chance? This is very random. Do you by any chance know a YouTuber named Solo TV?
Solo TV? No.
Oh, okay, never mind. I watched him a little bit, but I used to watch him a lot for like a couple months. And he's based out there in Minneapolis.
I probably heard of him.
So you started in 2009. Everyone saw the video, the infamous video that got you your start. And
right.
I was 16 at the time. Yeah, I was 16 at the time when I watched it. When me and my boys watched it. And man, like what? Like you've done a lot, man. Like it's not like you're a one-hit wonder. You've done a lot of stuff since 2009, and that was your. How did you feel when you first got 1 million views? When your first 1 million views, it has like 11 million right now, I believe. At least the original.
Yeah, I got 11 million now, but I feel blessed, and I feel like I really, really felt respected in the game. A lot of people looked up to me, and I appreciate like the love, man. Only thing I can say is, I was shocked, I was surprised, and can't believe that shit just like this shit just got to to the next level, man. Only thing I have to say, I gotta thank God at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, God always have the right plan for me to get where I need to go in life. Yeah, to the top.
I feel that. So another random question. The chain that you wore in the video, I believe it's the video set called "I'm Back," right? You had a chain on there that said 50 Tyson, right?
Oh yeah, no, you talking about 50 years back. 50 years back, Measureville.
Yeah.
I had an Eglo chain, but I'm back, Measureville. I ain't had no chain on.
Oh, okay, my bad. It must have been different. Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah,
but the 50 Tyson chain. I was going to ask you about does the igloo resemble anything, or is it just you like igloos?
Nah, like what happened was, back in 2011, in the summertime, Riff Raff had Germgella make the igloo chain, because it was part of the music video called Iceberg Season. It was a song that Measureville, me and Riff Raff did back in August 2011 in the summertime, and Riff Raff have Germgella make the chain though out there in California, and then he brought it here, and then he gave me a chain for me to wear, and I was I was blessed.
So have you been able to meet Riff Raff? Like, were you able to meet Riff Raff?
Oh yeah, I met Riff Raff. We did a song in Measureville called Iceberg Season, and went crazy on World Star back in the day, man. And that was at the time he was signed with SOD, Money Gang with Soulja Boy, and I was signed with Hudson Records with the former NBA player T. Hud.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but IAMEGJ is saying some stuff. I don't know how to block people from chats, but
I think you gotta hold it and push the block part. I know how to do it, but I just be ignoring that shit.
Yeah. We'll just. I'm not a person for blocking, but I guess we'll just try to ignore that shit. If it keeps on spamming us, we'll block it. But for now, just yeah. But anyways, back to you. So you've met Riff Raff. I'm pretty sure you've met Soulja Boy at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because one of my guests, my guest last week, one of the guys I was interviewing, Marshall Mathers IV, who's another YouTube sensation as well. I think he said that he almost met Soulja Boy or something like that. But yeah, how is it to keep your composure? Like, how do you keep your composure when you meet those guys like that? When you meet like the Riff Raffs, the Soulja Boys,
like when it comes down meeting
stuff like that.
Like when it comes down meeting people in business, so you gotta understand when it comes down meeting people in business, that's a blessing though. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time I be meeting them as far as events, or when they come to Minnesota, or I'm coming out of town, because you can bump into celebrities. All depends where you at, and you just network with them and do business. But most of the time, and majority, you can't just approach them. Like let's say I'm like as an example with Chicago rappers when they blowing up right now because they got the scene down there. Like I'm as an example with Chicago, you can't just come up to a Chicago rapper and just to say what's up to them and all that, because they gonna think you talk about money. If you ain't talking about no money, they get offended and be ready to fight you.
Really?
Yeah, that's how Chicago culture is down there. But in Minnesota, I had people approach me before about with money situation, with not money situation. Most of the time, people approach me. They be asking me to get a picture with them, and that's it. And do a drop on their Snapchat. That's about it.
Really? That's awesome that you still get people that at least stop you and say like, hey, yo, you're 50. Let me get a picture. Hey, Tice, can I get an autograph or whatever? So this still does happen quite often for you.
Right.
That's awesome. So another question I had, which I was looking for the answer, through some of the other interviews, because I try not to ask you the same questions as other people have asked you in other interviews. But where did you get the name 50 Tyson?
I came up with the name of 50 Tyson when I was 15 back in high school in my freshman year. And then, because back in freshman year in high school, people was saying, "What up, 50? What up, Tyson?" And when I was working at Teamworks at a summer job program back in 07 and 08, people was like, "What up, Tyson? What up, 50?" And then I used to get that all the time, and then I just decided took out the sim and took out the mic and just called it as 50 Tyson. And then what I'm saying, that was at the time I wasn't even doing any open mic shows yet. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing any open mic shows. I was just doing freestyles, and then with the 50 Tyson, and boom, it just took off from there.
Oh wow, okay. That's awesome. That really is. So, you've met 50 Cent before, right?
To be honest with you, I never met him in person before, but he heard about me when he shouted me out on Twitter back in the day. But his DJ, his former DJ Who Kid, he hosted my I Ain't Gonna Lie Volume 1 mixtape back in 2010. You know what I'm saying? It was an honor and blessing.
That's awesome, man. As well as another thing that I thought was actually pretty cool was that when Kevin Hart years ago shouted you out in one of his videos as well.
Yeah, man. When Kevin Hart first shouted me out in the video, I was upstairs in my room just chilling, and my sister was downstairs. My sister called me downstairs and told me about Kevin Hart shouted you out, and Kevin Hart showing you love, and Kevin Hart said this to you. And then I start laughing. I'd be like, damn, and I'd be like, the rest was history. Now I got it. Just shows me right there. I got real supporters. I'm the man, the myth, the legend, and it just tells you right there. I gotta keep it going like that.
Yeah.
People like the freestyles and it worked. People like the freestyles I'm doing.
Yeah. And honestly, it was a huge surprise to me because I'm not gonna lie, and I'm sure you already know. Like when I first saw the video, when I first saw your very first video, it made me laugh, which I'm sure it did with millions of people. But as you continue to watch more and more videos of your stuff, and more of your music videos, I'm like, wow, this guy's actually pretty fucking talented. Like you're pretty damn talented. How do you view yourself from years ago? Is there anything you would have done differently years ago? Would you have done anything differently with that initial video?
Like when I blew up as 50 Tyson, when I took off in 2010 with the million-some views more, I get into the studio more, and I started doing music videos, and it didn't affect me for doing freestyles how I was doing it back in the day. Even though I started doing a little bit, but now since years back when things changed and everything, first thing I said to myself, I need to go back how I was back in 09, 2010, so that way people know what some new freestyles I'm working on, because that's what I was originally known for. Just get that back to it though, yeah. But do all that at the same time, pretty much.
Yeah, so I have you quoting something from 2017, in one of your interviews, saying that you were the I'm gonna try and mix up the words a little bit, but pretty much saying that you were the pioneer for guys like Lil Yachty, the guys of this generation.
Yeah, I did. The only reason I said it like that because when it comes down starting away for Lil Yachty, 21, 22 Savages, and Lil Uzi Vert, Ugly God, and when it comes down those rappers, people right. I did start away from them though, but they not gonna. You're not gonna hear. You ain't gonna hear them say, Tyson didn't do this and that. You ain't gonna hear them say, damn, Tyson started away and everything. And I'm gonna be honest. Back in 2015, people was telling me that ASAP Rocky did an interview on Doughboy. Interview. He did an interview with Doughboy Fat. Yeah, Doughboy Fat, like Dope Fat. Yeah, I think he go by Doughboy Fat, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Doughboy Fat out there in California. Yeah, Dope Fat TV, I believe it is. Dope Fat TV.
Yeah, Dope Fat, yeah.
Yeah, Dope Fat TV, yeah. Dope Fat TV out there in Cali back in 2015. And ASAP Rocky shouted me out. He said that 50 Tyson made a way for people and stuff. Like he was pretty much saying the exact thing. And when I hear from Rocky Diamond, not Rocky Diamonds, but ASAP Rocky saying it, I'm like, you're right. That's true. Because if it wasn't for me, you probably wouldn't hear who they are right now. But when it comes down, pay the way for people for Internet Virus Stars, I did pay away for like IJJ Fish, A-Tab, Welcome the Great, Lil Terrio, Antoine Dawson, Bangs, Eli Porter a little bit.
Ice JJ Fish?
Yeah.
All those guys. And honestly, because I did want to talk to you about pro wrestling as well, because I see that I looked at your profile and saw you're a pro wrestling fan as well, and I was like, holy shit, that's like my favorite thing of all time. So, you could say in a way you're an unsung hero in hip hop. And I wouldn't say necessarily the quality. I mean, we're just being real here. Not necessarily the quality, but however, in terms of the process of getting to the top,
like
of the music industry.
You know, like I used to tell people, man, the process to get to the top of the industry, you gotta. Only thing, my advice is that whatever you do for your goals in life, whether it's music or sports, basketball, what your dream is, or a regular job. Because I know people go viral doing some weird stuff. My job is, not my job, but my advice is stay focused. Like, if you get to the top, stay humble and don't mess that up, because you can easily fall off and be hard for you to come back.
Absolutely. And, like you just said, people out here doing dumb shit. People out here fucking, you had that one video where one dude, like, spit in another guy's mouth, and then the other guy took that spit and spit in another guy's mouth. And this shit had, like, fucking millions of views. I'm trying to figure out why. Like, who would sit here? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I sat there and watched it, but I was like, I'm guessing there are 30 other million people that sat there and watched it with me, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, people get famous off of really, really stupid shit. And I have another question for you, too. I have another question. Is when people do dumb stuff that has nothing to do with music, right? Of course, we know the most notable one, Baddie B. The Catch Me Outside girl. You know who that is, right?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Oh, your thing breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What you say one more time?
All right, so the girl, the Catch Me Outside girl, you know who that is, right?
Cashmere?
No, the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah, like
Baddie B. Well,
yeah,
she ended up becoming a rapper, quote unquote, a rapper. Right. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Because me, when I'm somebody who's trying to get into the wrestling business, the pro wrestling business. So when I see people that don't have a pro wrestling background suddenly make it to the top, I kind of feel a certain kind of way, because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm over here, paying to go to wrestling school, doing all this other stuff, just trying to get my foot in the door, and you have these people that come straight from the NFL, from something totally different from pro wrestling.
Oh,
and shoot their way to the top. So, right. So when I see people like Baron Corbin, or hell, even back in the day when you had people like Goldberg that were, suddenly just getting straight, shot straight to the top, coming out of the NFL and stuff like that. How do you feel about people wanting to do that with the music business? Because everything does become a rap career. for a lot of these people. How do you feel about that when no one has any kind of, when some of these, a lot of these people, quote unquote artists, have no background in music, but they come into music and
like
they're
I look at it like this, so like I feel like this, like when you like I tell people every day, like Goldberg, he started from playing for the Falcons. He went straight to professional wrestling. That's because they must have gave him a call. I believe they gave him a call and told him to try out for it, and then they decided to try him out, and then he made it to the top. He blew up quick. Like it's a lot of wrestlers who start off from movie acting, start off as mostly football, NFL, before they came to pro wrestling. Because if you look at Daylyt Performance Center, I know that they've been around since 2010 or 2011. Like they just recently built that up. Ever since they built WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, that's why a lot of people is getting. That's why a lot of people is getting trained and getting better to learn more wrestling, though. Hey, I can't hear you. You too low.
You're probably gonna have to go. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just a little bit.
The reason why they do that is because WWE considers themselves as sports entertainment, not pro wrestling. So they kind of do their stuff a little different. They want to compete. They can create their own wrestlers by having all these super athletic people come into their own home and blossom. We are what they. I mean, they are what we as a generation like to call them industry plants. Industry plants.
Right.
And rap. So how do you feel about rap wise? Because I want to bring this back to hip hop, of your forte of hip hop. Industry are definitely a real thing. How do you feel about industry plants taking over?
The industry plants taking over?
Yeah.
Like, what I feel about the industry plants is just like, I look at it like this, like the older generation, they did their time in the past, even though they still around to this day. Now they doing shows and staying after work, making their money. But when you look at the new generation, they throwing the most numbers right now with 100-some million some views, and then they the ones who's making money and the most money, and then you know what I'm saying. See, I'm not saying they're making the best decisions, but nowadays you got a young generation. When they get money, they think they know it all. But I just feel like this. When you get money, just be happy you on top and stay humble and do it the right way. Otherwise, your life gets short, and your time gets short, and then you end up in the wrong place in the wrong time.
Absolutely. And Kiki W007 says, you and Tierra Marie still going to make that song dissing 50 Cent? Is that true? You're going to make a song dissing 50 Cent?
No, that's not true. Like last year, back in the spring, Tierra Marie reached out to me, wanted me to be in her music video called I Ain't Got It. It was like a 50 Cent diss. And I guess she wanted me to dress like 50 Cent to make it look like I was 50 Cent. But the music video never happened. It got canceled because I guess what happened was she didn't want to pay for me to come to New York, round trip. I guess she, it's a long story short, man. But yeah.
Scott Vasquez says, thanks for sharing that knowledge, 50. As
well
well
as... I know. It's loyalty. Yeah, man.
As T Magoo. And shout out to T Magoo 64 as well. T Magoo 64 says 50 Tyson is a legend. So shout out to you out there as well.
Appreciate it. Pull it down. Yes, you already know.
So speaking of things being canceled, speaking of things being not happening, at least as far as my knowledge, the artist Daylyt. You and him were supposed to do a rap battle, right? Some
Yeah,
kind of
that
battle,
was
right?
way back in January. Back in January 2015, me and Daylyt posted a rap battle. But what happened was when we, it was really my brother-in-law, DJ Tyson's fault. He was like my backup manager at the time. Even though I still have him do stuff for me till this day, but not as much, But what happened was we was like 2 or 3 hours late at the airport. They said we was 30 minutes late because they said we supposed to get there like 2 or 3 hours early at the airport. And then as soon as we got there, they said we was late, and the flight took off, and then it's just that
Yeah, because when I watched that one interview that you did with Zoe Duro,
yeah,
where she was interviewing you and Daylyt, where you were on the phone and Daylyt was there in person with her, and
yeah,
what was that like? You the plane took off at 10:30 or something like that, but you got there at 10:29. You arrived at the airport at 10:29,
yeah.
something like that. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. You
Yeah.
wild, man.
All I'm gonna say, man, it just like the way I looked at this situation, it was just bad business. At the end of the day, it wasn't Daylyt. I ain't blame Daylyt because I feel like he did his part. But like, even though my brother-in-law, he was saying, man, 50, Daylyt didn't even pay your direct deposit though. He wants you to get your money before and after before the show and after the show when you get there to Cali. And I'm like, bro, like it doesn't matter the way he does it because all promoters is different. But bro, like if I'm gonna ride with you, like I don't know if you know, but I was just like I had a long talk with him about it though. The shows I did in the past 10 years ago, and back in 2011, I never once got at an airport late. I used to get there like 2 or 3 hours early. Cause it be busy, the line be crazy, and you don't play with the tickets though. Plane tickets you don't play around with, cause the end of the day is a waste of money. I lost money for that show, and then it affects me, makes me don't want to do it no more and be around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it also makes fans not want to trust you in terms of going to a show of yours as well, because they might not think you'll show up.
Yeah, man. I just felt like it was on pay-per-view. It's supposed to be on pay-per-view, and
wow, that would be big money. Big money.
Yeah, man. It was just bad. It was bad business though, because the way Daylyt started up for the promotion to have live TV promoted, it just when I looked at on my situation, I felt like it was bad business. At the end of the day, it just stuff like that cannot happen no more. That's why, like that situation died down for a long time because of that. That's till this day, man. Daylyt had to probably rebuild everything back over just to book me again.
Yeah. And Kiki W007 says again, comments again. She says, "Anybody ready for Power?" I'll say I am. I'm going to resubscribe to Stars and watch that mid-season premiere tonight or midnight, whatever. Scott Vasquez says, "Where's Nerdy Star? Where's Nerdy Star 50?" Dude, do you know who Nerdy Star is?
Yeah, Nerdy Star is one of the female rappers I used to do songs and music video with back in the day, 10 years ago when we was 17, when we did that hit song Icy, that got like 3.9 million some views, going on 4 million.
Yeah.
And like what's going on with Nerdy Star right now? She just had a daughter. Like she just had a daughter a few years ago. And her daughter about to be 2 this year in 2020. And ever since she had a born daughter, well, she just focuses on her daughter right now, and focuses on her kid, and ain't on nobody but herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bright Omen says, "Yo, Tyson, take down that Christmas tree, bro. It's already the 4th. Why do you still have your Christmas tree up?"
Oh yeah, it just everybody's different in life. Yeah.
Just keeping it up all year.
Yep, till next year. Years up.
Yeah, actually, I like your style. I like that style. Keeping the Christmas tree up the whole year, keeping that spirit in it the whole fucking year. I feel that. I feel that. I really do. Mr. Easty, Mr. Easty says, "How much for a future? Do you really disclose that publicly?"
Like, I really charge a lot for my features, but at the end of the day, man, it all depends what it's about. At the end of the day.
I feel that. I feel that. Scott Vasquez has a very important question. This one I actually like. He says, "You got any mixtapes dropping in 2020?"
I'm dropping the Artist of Autism Part 2 mixtape April 1st, 2020. Stay tuned.
Hey, I feel that. I feel that. So that actually begs another question for me about this, because you are an advocate for autism, correct?
Yes.
So, what are your plans in 2020 to continue to advocate and try and get awareness for autism and being not just a music performer, having autism and actually just being an entertainer in general?
Like, my main goal right now is in 2020, man, of 2020s of this year, in 2020, my main goal is, me focus on the freestyle, what I'm finna do for this all year around, nonstop, and then come up with some ideas. And I'm gonna I'm just gonna be staying focused, and try to get things planned out. And then 3, don't get distracted, because it only takes a few seconds to get thrown off, and then it'd be hard for you to come back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I had another question for you, and this is about tour. So you've been on tour before, right? You've done tours, right, throughout the years?
Oh yeah, I did all that.
What is life on the road like as an artist?
Shit.
Or as a celebrity in general?
Like, I'm gonna be honest though, being on tour is fun though. Being on tour is like you never dreamed of. You never thought you were gonna be doing stuff like this. When I first did my first show in Indiana, at Muscle, Indiana, back in 2010, back in November, I was blessed, because I never thought I was going to do all these opportunities like that. And, I started meeting new people, meeting fans, and people act like they never met me before. And I was just getting a lot of love, man. Because for me, doing stuff in Indiana, D.C., Milwaukee, New York, Orlando, Charlotte, North Dakota, and for me, doing stuff everyone felt a blessing, man. And, it felt good at the end of the day.
So with that being said, where's the coolest place you've toured? What's the coolest city you've ever stopped in?
I'm going to say in New York, though, because New York had a lot of stuff, man. New York is a lot of stuff. I did my first show
breaking up a little bit
in New York when I was at the Williamsburg nightclub in Brooklyn.
Okay, so Brooklyn was the coolest place you toured?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So what was cool about Brooklyn? What was in there that actually made it stand out?
Man, just walking around downtown and walking around, I tried the Shake Shack burgers, the burgers was fire. And, seeing the hotels, what it looked like. I didn't get trying to go to that big malls like I should, but I only went through the buildings. I did my interview with Planet. And I was doing a lot of crazy stuff, man, back then.
I feel that. And on top of that, too, this past decade, you could say, at the beginning of the decade, everyone, you pretty much are one of the, again, I know I keep using the word pioneers, but you are the pioneer of one of the pioneers of the decade, of last decade, of the 2010s.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I want. Yep.
So now we're here. Now we're here in 2020, or as I like to say, 2019 too. So now that we're in this not just new year but a new decade, what lies ahead? Where do you see yourself? Not at the end of the year, but at the end of the decade. In 2029, where does 50 Tyson see himself? Musically
Man, in 2029
and in life.
In 2029, man, hopefully it'll be the last time doing freestyle videos. Cause I was thinking about in 2020s, this is the last time I gotta make this work, get the 1,000,000 views up, and then I gotta make this happen. Cause that's the only thing I got for 2020s. That's the only thing I gotta say. And then like, cause at 2029, hopefully around that time, I should be doing movies. I should be doing something different, and I'm gonna still be doing music, but in music video doing freestyle for the last final time. But other than that, I'm probably just gonna be just helping people for like as far as management and consulting, build people brands, take people careers to the next level and everything. Pretty much, I'm gonna be just doing something different, But we'll see. But we'll see around that time though, for sure.
So Miss Thriving said, "Why didn't you ask him my question?" I did not see your question, but if you can send that question in again, I promise you I will ask him the question. So Mr. Easy says, 50, do you think you're going to get drafted to World War III?
See, you gotta understand. I heard about the incident. What happened? I heard about the incident. What happened in Iran? I guess the leader of Iran, like Donald Trump, ordered a hit on the general of Iran, and I guess I thought I heard some noise. Like he ended up getting killed. I guess he got killed. And then when I thought he got killed, like they was talking about declaring war and stuff. Because back in the day, you would have to go to the army. You ain't had no choice to go to an army back in the day. But nowadays, you have a choice. Either you go to the army or you don't. But we'll see though, man. Because at the end of the day, when Donald Trump ran the office, he may or may not win this year, but we'll see.
I feel that. Someone, let me see. 13 Random 3 Strata said, "Can I be the one to hold you down?" I'm guessing he's quoting your song, right? One of your songs, right?
That's you know what I'm saying? No homo, no gay, no bisexual though. I'm not gay, but shit, I appreciate the love of the song though.
Yeah, and on top of that, some more love for that song. Miss Thriving says, "Can I be the one to hold you down?" is the best song. So, hey.
Yeah, that's classic. Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually had a question from one of my bros, one of my co-hosts on the and he is the ambassador of the Contemporary Comrades podcast. Jared, Big J. He wanted me to ask you about your. Do you still have that management team of? Do you still have that record label that you own, or no?
Like when it comes down to the label I was with Hudson Records, I'm no longer with them no more because my 2-year contract was up. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't spoke to the label person in like 7 years because they doing their own thing. I'm doing my own thing now. But when it comes down to my movement, 50MG, 50 Tyson Music Group, I started back in 2014 for almost 7 years now, I would say, around 2014, around that time. Yeah, like 50MG is still growing till this day, me and my team, we working, even though I'm doing the most of it.
So 50MG is your label.
Yeah.
The one that you own.
Yeah.
Also, Bright Omen says, "Shout out to the comrades. Check us out on SoundCloud, the Contemporary Comrades podcast. Absolutely, go to SoundCloud, check out Contemporary Comrades podcast. Best podcast you'll ever fucking hear." Also, to go back to what we were talking about, 50. So over the label that you own, right? Do you have a specific artist? Is there any specific artist that you have under your record label that you can see to be the next big thing in hip hop?
Like,
and who would that be?
The biggest artist in 50MG, I did have the biggest artist in 50MG last year, years back. She went by Spicy as Cajun because she had like 1 million some views of that hit. It was the music video called Summertime with her featuring K Navi, but they fell off years later, and me and her fell off last year because she just had a born baby in the world, and she got her own radio broadcast now, and she pretty much doing everything on her own now. I haven't been kept in contact with her like I used to, but she's doing her thing though.
Okay.
But when it comes down to biggest artist in 50MG, I got right now, only thing I'm gonna say, I got people in the movement and I got artists in the movement, but they don't have like a big name because most of them are underground people, are up and coming, trying to do it.
Okay. So you can't pick a particular one that you could see. Hello?
I'm not.
Biff?
I'm doing an interview. Yeah. I'm here.
So you're saying that you can't. You're saying that you can't pick a specific artist under your label that you could see in the foreseeable future to be the next big thing.
Yeah, man. Cause right now, my main goal right now, because they all underground people. But if I could think about one artist, the only artist, what I'm saying, who's throwing views, even though, he's locked up right now, I'm going to say, is my boy Pac-Man the Don. Free Pac-Man the Don. He be home soon.
I never understood that. Why? So why do we say free somebody? Well, I'm not going to ask you what he did. But with what he did he deserve to go to jail for?
Right, but we ain't going to get into the topic, though. We ain't going to get to the topic, though.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, why do we say, like, free someone, like, if they did it?
Nah, he did some crazy stuff back, got him locked up, but he be home soon for the guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let's just say we hope he comes home soon, but the whole, like, hashtag free this person, free that person, I feel like that's overdone. I feel like when someone is wrongfully accused, we should free that person, but if they're rightfully accused, we probably shouldn't say free so-and-so. That's just me. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments. These comments are outrageous. Anyways, so how many people do you actually have signed under your label, under 50MG?
17.
17.
Look at that. That one got to go on the board. You got to be in here too.
So, okay. So, 50 Tyson left. I don't know if he will be back or when he will be back. Yeah. So I'm reading some of these comments. These comments are crazy. You guys are crazy, and now we're down to 3 people. That's awesome. I will be back. I'm going to try and reach 50 Tyson and figure out what the fuck just happened, because that is super unprofessional. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys come back, that'd be awesome.